Depth. It's something that has eluded Tennessee at a number of positions with coaching changes and such, but now it appears as if Tennessee is adding a lot of depth, and that's good news for the Vols. So Jacob Warren joins us, the Vol Report, brought to you by Bassey Lawn and Garden. And Jacob, thanks for the time. I want to address the depth of the tight end position, because even though you guys lose Princeton Fan, it looks like it's a deeper group to me. But first of all, just to, across the board, in the 2 years that Josh Heupel has been on board, how deeper is this team 1 to 85?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously, like, it takes time, right? It takes time to kind of rebuild from what had happened whenever Pruitt ended up leaving and Coach Hype gets hired. Obviously, we lost a lot of guys into the portal and continue to lose quite a bit of guys, as we've gone on the past couple seasons. And yeah, you got to do a lot of recruiting. You got to do a lot of replacing and get guys in the portal, get guys from high school. And so just takes time. And I think we're getting to the point where, at least in my room, right, we feel comfortable with the number of players that we've got in our room now. We've gotten into weeks where the tight end position is pushing, 3 people, right? And we've only traveled 3 guys to the games. And sometimes we're playing 2 at a time, sometimes playing 3 at a time. So it's pretty, it's been pretty crazy and been pretty, just kind of have to go get it. And you don't have much option other than to stay in the game, or if your buddy's tired, it's, I got to suck it up and I got to go. So it'll be great to kind of see this kind of play out and see how many, these numbers of how many plays we can really get to be ready to play and have a good group that can rotate in and go make plays.
So other than short yardage, it looked like to me, and I certainly could have missed it, but you guys don't sub a lot because you want to keep the tempo high.
Yeah.
It was pretty much you and Princeton that were alternating series. Is that an oversimplification or about right?
That's right. That's correct.
Okay, so when you go into each game, and don't give anything away here, but with Princeton, were there plays that played to each of your strengths, or was it pretty much the play call is going to be the play call based off what the defense does?
Yeah, the play call was the play call. It was, and like, obviously, unless you get into the situations where Princeton is having the ball handed to him, right, and on the goal line where he's playing running back, right, that's a little bit different. I don't think I'm lining up at 5 yards and taking a handoff into the C gap, but no, yeah, it was, whoever's in there, it doesn't even matter, right? And it sounds bad, but to the coach in the box, we're all just pieces and we're all just bodies, and he quite literally half the time didn't even know which tight end was in the game, right? It was just a matter of, all right, there's a fresh body, like, we're rolling, like, we're going, because obviously the goal is every guy should be able to play in every single play, right? Like, we all should be able to play all the snaps, and they trust him in the box just the same way that they trust me in the box, and they trust me to go run routes the same way they trust him to go run routes. So yeah, it was truly just called, based on what the defense is doing, based on the situation. And it almost was kind of, some games it kind of worked out weird where, it seemed like every single drive that I would get would go for 12, 13 plays.
Yeah.
And every drive that he would get would go for 3 plays and we would score and we'd be off the field, or vice versa. Every drive that I would get, we might go 3 and out. And then he would be on a long drive. And then I'd be like, all right, my chance to go back. Let's go get another long drive. Oh, man, 3 and out again. And so it kind of plays out weird. And, it maybe not every single game balances out exact number of reps, but we do did flip series, right? Like, back and forth. And just kind of have it played out is how it played out.
Is that weird, though, to go out there and let's say you catch 3 passes for 45 yards, help lead the offense to a touchdown, and things are going great. And then no matter how great you do with the way the rotation is, it's like, all right, buddy, hit the bench.
Yeah. No, yeah, I've been thankful that Princeton has been on the same boat as me as far as, like, man, like, it's, say you have a drive like that where, one of us catches a big, makes a big play or whatever, or has 2 or 3 catches in a drive and you're feeling good, you're feeling hot. Like, it was truly like, hey man, like, your turn, like, go get yours, right? Like, go do the same thing, go make plays. Like, and just because, there's obviously multiple aspects of it, but our defense played really well a lot this year. And so again, say you've got those 3 catches and there's a drive that's 8 plays long, 8 plays, 75 yards, touchdown. We come off the field, you're tired after that, right? Especially the tempo we play. Defense goes out, gets 3 and out. It's been maybe 5 minutes, actual minutes, or just a couple actual minutes, right?
Right.
And so it's like, man, I don't know if I can go again. Like you know what I mean? Like there's the physical aspect of it, but also just the understanding of yeah, man, it's 1A and 1B, and the A and B is not necessarily to rank them, but truly just, we're interchangeable, and we were able to just kind of roll, and they trusted us to do everything, which is really cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, the flip side that I want to stay in the game because I'm in a zone is that blame it. I'm tired.
Yeah, I mean, you can't argue with that. Like and it's real, like that, and that's something that they accept, and that they, and they encourage you to communicate, right? They encourage you to be like, hey, man, like I don't feel great. Like I need a couple more minutes, and because we're interchangeable, like they'd rather have the freshest body and the person that's going to be able to go out there for the longest and give the most and play the fastest and play the hardest. And you got to be real with yourself and say, yeah, if I can't do that, then you go ahead, man. Like it's your turn. Like go do it. And when you need a break, I'll come get you out of the game. So
Just another sign, really, of how selfless this team has been or was in 2022. And I expect it to continue. Brought to you by Bassey Lawn and Garden, the Vol Report. When it comes to industrial, commercial, even residential mowers, they have the buying power at Bassey Lawn and Garden. It's worth the drive in Cleveland, Tennessee, from Knoxville, from Nashville, from Chattanooga, man alive. It's worth the drive. Bassey Lawn and Garden, everything you could need for your lawn maintenance for your business, or also, of course, for your residential area. That's the Vol Report brought to you by Bassey Lawn and Garden. So why can't you line up at running back? That's what I want to see. I will have shirts printed if you line up at running back and score. Would you feel comfortable with that?
man, I think that's what it is. I don't know. I haven't done that since I was like 7 years old. I haven't been handed the ball, so I don't think I don't know if that's necessarily something I feel super comfortable doing. But man, I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be cool. I'm not quite the shifty, what I mean, light on my feet, like make jump cuts and stuff. So if they can clear a hole, I mean, I'll run through it and put my head down and just go use big body to get a couple yards. But I mean, we have running backs for that, and we had Princeton fan for that. So I'll leave that to them, and I'll just kind of do my thing, and maybe do a little pop pass or something off the power. So we'll see.
Yeah. If you decide to do that, shirts will be printed. You guys are suddenly, because I mean, you talk about having to go on a road trip and take 3 tight ends, and you might play 3 tight ends in a particular play. Well, somebody goes down, you're quickly hamstrung as far as what the coaches can call. And suddenly you and I were going through it before the show. You're looking at about 8 guys in that tight end room. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. Just one, obviously the thought of having that many bodies in the fall, and being able to have guys to rotate, and that you can trust to go play. But two, just the competition that's going to be in our room, it'll be healthy. You know what I mean? It'll be guys, truly competing for spots, and um, it'll be great to see how the younger guys react, and how the younger guys, treat this opportunity. If they look at it as, oh, it's scary, right? There's so many people to beat, or so many people to try to, outplay or whatever, and they'll have to learn to either, suck it up and go get it, or they'll drown and they'll fall behind. So excited to kind of, I guess,
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been starting for a few years, right? But so excited to lead them through that journey of the competition. But I mean, at the same time, it's me too. Like I've got to make sure that I'm not getting passed up by any of these newbies. So we'll see how it goes. I'm super excited.
I think you're okay. I'm just now. I did watch some tape of the transfer from UC Irvine, and you and I've talked about him briefly, but I really like him. McAllen Castles. What have you gleaned much from them? I mean, I know you guys haven't been in practice or anything, but is there any way to kind of give me a thumbnail of what he is athletically?
Athletically, like, man, really don't know. He was dealing with some medical stuff as far as I know, so haven't actually seen him compete, haven't seen him run, haven't seen him hit, haven't seen him, do much. But yeah, as far as just off the field and the way that he interacts with us, with me, with all the other tight ends has been great, and I'm super excited for him to just be a part of this, right? And to be here. He's super starstruck isn't the right word. Super appreciative of just Tennessee, right? And just how nice our complex is, how many resources we have as far as nutrition and recovery and different things like that. Because obviously coming from UC Davis, they might not have had the best facilities or might not have had the most, what I mean, just ample supplies or whatever for the guys to have. So he's been super appreciative and just super happy to be here. And I like the way that he works every day. I like the attitude that he brings. And so I think he'll fit right in.
Ethan Davis, everybody wants to hear about him. Part of that is maybe my fault because I look at the guy and I think he's a super athletic guy. Could use the coaching at the tight end position. Kind of reminds me of many of those basketball players that then played tight end in college and the NFL. What's your take on Ethan so far?
Yeah, obviously, again, similar. I haven't seen him play a lot, right? I haven't like watched any of his film, but I have been around him quite a bit, and I can tell that he's an extremely athletic kid, kind of like you were mentioning, um, and will be able to do a lot of cool things on the field. And with a young guy like that, you always just wonder, like, will he be able to, process? Will he be able to compete? Will he be able to handle the stress of school and of practice and coaches getting on him and the playbook is expanding very quickly and all these things that you wonder about a new incomer. So yeah, hopefully I think I have faith in him. I think he'll be able to come along and again, similar to McAllen, he's fit right in and gets along with everybody really well. So excited for that as well.
And then another Knoxville guy,
Yeah.
another Knoxville tight end, and Cody Duncan for Catholic via Virginia Tech. And by the way, in case people weren't watching, it seemed like that Tennessee last year got a pretty good transfer from Virginia Tech.
Yeah, hopefully number two come. Hopefully number two is here. So
yeah, I think the Hendon Hooker thing worked out pretty well. So,
yeah,
what do you think of Cody?
yeah, Cody's great too, man. I think it's cool because somehow, some way, my oldest brother knows him and knows his brother and like his mom and stuff. I think through the YMCA, which is where my brother works, and so I've known about Cody. I've heard about Cody and knew he was coming in, and it's cool just because it feels like we've known each other for a while, right? And so he's super comfortable around all the guys, and again, just excited to get going with him and compete alongside of him, and yeah, just build a relationship.
And then Luke Schaus transfers in from Ole Miss. It's always interesting to me to see a guy go from one SEC program to another. Your thoughts there?
Yeah, I mean it's truly just a matter of where he feels comfortable. I'm pretty sure he's a Tennessee guy. I think grew up in like Middle Tennessee, I believe. Could be wrong there, but yeah, maybe whether it's to be closer to home or just that program wasn't working out for him. Obviously, I think we're all to the point, especially with this transfer portal stuff, of most people just kind of look at it as whatever's best for the individual, and I've mentioned that before, and with people leaving here. It doesn't necessarily really matter, I guess, if it's SEC to SEC. Some people might care about it, but he found a home, and we're happy to have him.
Yeah, he's from Nolensville. He was listed as an offensive tackle for Ole Miss. Is that decision been made to your knowledge if he's going to be tight end or play on the line?
I was told by him, or he comes in and he's like, yeah, I think I'm playing tight end. Like I played offensive tackle there. Like I'm pretty sure playing tight end here. So obviously we hope to have him big body, bigger than like taller than me, bigger than me. Obviously he played offensive tackle, so hopefully he can come and help us out again depth wise in the box and hopefully spread him out a little bit and go create some mismatches on the perimeter.
Where are you now? Because when I last saw you, you were a solid 6'5". You're still in your early 20s. Have you grown at all?
Yeah, the knees have been hurting a little bit recently. I think I'm up to about 6'6" or so. Yeah,
Wow.
about 6'6". Still trying to put on a little bit more weight, about 250 right now. So just kind of continue to, man, just develop my body and develop into a solid player. And Just keep on growing. That's all I can do.
Yeah. But yeah, Jacob has growing pains. I have olding pains. And then some guys that further out that depth, Hunter Salmon, Charlie Browder, Titus Rohr. I mean, again, we're talking about, if I'm doing my math right, we're talking about basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 8 players in the tight end group. That's incredible.
Yeah, well, not unheard of. I feel like a lot of places have quite a bit of depth at tight end, and those are usually places that use multiple tight end sets and stuff like that. But yeah, for the past little while here, it's not been that deep, and just with again the transfer portal and injuries and everything like that, it's been pretty crazy. So excited for sure to be able to experience a spring ball with a lot of depth, and then a summer camp, and then even a season. So looking forward to it.
I know you're a guy that makes his decision, is committed, and moves forward, but it's human nature to always wonder what if. Since you made your decision, any second guessing at all, or are you able just to push that out of your mind and be done with it?
Yeah, I've got to just tell myself that like you can't look back, right? There's no point in looking back because I already made the post. Like technically, I don't know. I couldn't do it, right? I think the deadline's passed, so it doesn't matter anymore. But
Well, that's true.
yeah, so yeah, it's about just pushing forward, man, and just trying to see the good things. There's obviously, and I knew this. There was good things about leaving, right? But there's also a lot of good things in staying. And so anytime those thoughts, come in my head of man, what if, what would have happened? Where would I be right now? Got to just cover them up with thoughts about how good, it's going to be now. But I got this amazing apartment, and I got a lot of depth in the tight end room we're talking about right now. And I really enjoy being around all the guys, and excited to kind of step into this, man, this 6th year and this big leadership role that I've got ahead of me. And just excited for all the opportunities.
And with Craven Wings, you've got all the wings you can eat, and there is no
Yes,
better
sir.
food than wings. I will just go ahead and say that.
They call me the Wing King.
The Wing King. Okay.
Yeah, so the Wing King returns. His
The
reign is not over.
That's right, the Wing
Hmm.
King. I absolutely love it. Now maybe that's a T-shirt.
Yeah, for sure. We'll have to figure
That
it out.
Yeah, that feels like that's already done. Bassy Lawn and Garden, nice enough to be a part of the Vol Report with Jacob Warren. Certainly appreciate those guys, man. Alive, it's worth the drive. They've got everything you need in Cleveland, Tennessee, whether you're in Knoxville, Chattanooga, or Nashville. The buying power they have there will save your fleet a lot of money for your business, or maybe you have a landscaping company, industrial and commercial mowers. He's Jacob Warren. I'm Dave Hooker. This has been a presentation of Off the Hook Sports.